President Yoweri Museveni has once again positioned Uganda at the center of global diplomacy after receiving letters of credence from 6 ambassadors at State House Entebbe. This ceremony, though often seen as symbolic, carries a deep political, economic, and strategic meaning for Uganda and its international partners. The ambassadors who presented their credentials represent diverse regions and strategic allies. They include Ahmed Mohamed, Ambassador-designate of the Qatar; Joan Habeto Macias Pino, Ambassador-designate of Cuba; Sediki Nafar, Ambassador-designate of the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic; Gideon Behar, Ambassador-designate of Israel; Jamie Moreno, Ambassador-designate of the Spain; Mario de Azevedo Constantino, Ambassador-designate of the Angola. During the ceremony, President Yoweri Museveni welcomed the envoys warmly and reaffirmed Uganda's commitment to strengthening bilateral relations. He emphasized cooperation in trade, investment, technology transfer, education, and regional stability. But beyond the formal language, this event signals something much bigger. Uganda is actively expanding its global footprint. Uganda today is not just seeking aid, it is seeking partnership. President Museveni has consistently pushed for value addition instead of exporting raw materials. For example, instead of exporting raw coffee beans, Uganda aims to process the packaged coffee locally. Instead of exporting crude oil without refining capacity, the country is investing in refining infrastructure. His message to these ambassadors was clear: Uganda's one partnership that creates industries, jobs, and skills for its people. Let's emphasize strategically. First, the presence of Qatar is significant. Qatar has strong financial power and has invested heavily across Africa, infrastructure, aviation, and energy. For Uganda, which is developing its oil sector and expanding aviation through Uganda's airlines, stronger ties with Qatar could unlock major investment opportunities. Second, Cuba has long been known for its strength in medical training and education. Uganda has previously benefited from medical cooperation with Cuba. Strengthening this relationship could enhance Uganda's healthcare, training, and capacity building. In Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic, presence reflects Uganda's continued support for African liberation movement and self-determination causes. Historically, Uganda has supported anti-colonial struggles across the continent. This maintains Uganda's position within the African Union as a country aligned with Pan-African values. Israel ambassador also brings strategic importance. Uganda and Israel have a complex but a long-standing relationship dating back decades. In recent years, cooperation has expanded in agriculture, irrigation, technology, security, and innovation. Israel is globally recognized for its advancement in desert farming and water management technologies, areas that can greatly benefit Uganda's agricultural transformation. Spain's presence strengthens Uganda's ties with the European Union. Spain is influential in trade, tourism, renewable energy, and infrastructure. As Uganda positions itself as a tourism hub in East Africa, partnership with European countries become essential. Finally, Angola's presence South-South cooperation within Africa. Both Uganda and Angola are oil-producing nations. This opens doors for energy sector collaboration, regional security cooperation, and shared experiences in managing natural resources. President Museveni emphasized that Uganda remains open to partnerships that promote economic transformation and prosperity. This phrase, shared prosperity, is important. It signals that Uganda does not want one-side deals. The country wants balanced agreement where both sides benefit. Now, pause for a moment. If you are finding this analysis insightful and you want more deep breakdown of African politics, diplomacy, and economic strategy, make sure you subscribe right now, like this video, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss important updates that affect our continent's future. Now back to the deeper perspectives. Receiving letters of credence is more than a handshake ceremony. It officially recognizes these ambassadors as representatives of their countries in Uganda. From that moment, they can begin food diplomacy, diplomatic operations, negotiating trade deals, cultural exchanges, development programs, and security cooperations. For Uganda, 2026 and beyond are crucial years. The country is preparing for oil production, expanding industrial parks, strengthening regional trade within its African community, and positioning itself as a transport hub in the Great Lakes region. Diplomatic relations are not accidental. They are strategic tools for national development. President Museveni has often argued that Africa must move from being a consumer continent to a producer continent by focusing on technology transfer and industrialization. Uganda is trying to break historical patterns of diplomacy. However, challenges remain. Uganda must ensure transparency for foreign investment. It must negotiate strong agreements that protects national interests, and it must guarantee that foreign partnerships truly create jobs for Ugandans, not just profit for external investors. The president wished the ambassadors successful tenure and assured them of Uganda's support in executing their duties. That diplomatic courtesy reflects Uganda's desire to maintain stability and predictability, key ingredient for attracting investors. Another key point is regional stability. Uganda plays a significant security role in East and Central Africa, including peacekeeping mission of regional mediations effort. Strong diplomatic ties help coordinate security responses and prevent conflict from destabilizing economic growth. In a world increasingly divided by geopolitical tensions, Uganda appears to be maintaining a balanced foreign policy, engaging with Middle East partners, European nations, African states, and Latin African countries simultaneously. That diversified diplomacy reduces over dependence on any single global power. Let me remind you, 30 seconds before we close, let me remind you, if you value this kind of professional political analysis presented in simple English, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and turn on the notification bell. Your support helps grow a platform that explains African leadership decisions clearly and objectively. In conclusion, this diplomatic ceremony at State House Entebbe may look routine, but it reflects Uganda's broader strategy, economic transformation, industrialization, regional leadership, and global engagement. The real question now is not whether Uganda is open for partnership. It clearly is. The question is how effectively this partnership will translate into tangible development for ordinary citizens. And that is a story we will continue to follow.